finally time. It's finally here. I'm finally doing it. This has been on my to-do list, I guess, for so long, and now I have finally booked it in. I'm doing it and I'm so excited, but I'm also kind of nervous, and we'll see how this goes. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing, well, actually I think this is going to be over the span of several days, to be quite honest, because this is a pretty big series. But we are going to be reading the Crowns of Nyaxia universe. So I have 4 books to reread. One's a novella, and I've got 2 new books to get started in, and I'm so excited because I've been putting off reading that duology for so long, and now it's finally completed and I have no reason to put it off. Do you know what's really exciting? Carissa Broadbent has released that she's working on the next set of duologies, and I just can't believe we're into our 3rd set of duologies already. I feel like time is just flying by so fast. If you can hear panting, that's my dog. It's very hot outside, so he's struggling with the heat. But I'm really excited for this. I can't wait for the next set of duologies. I think she said it's going to be House of Blood, I think it is. Yeah. Anyway, the first book to begin this reread is The Serpent and the Wings of Light. I am so excited for this. I love this duology so much. I've already read it twice, which is why it's already annotated to hell, but I will be annotating even more because I'm sure there are things I miss. There's always things you miss when you do a reread, and details you notice again when you've become so familiar with the world, and oh, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna get stuck into Serpent and the Wings of Night. I think I'll probably end up reading this quite quickly because it's already annotated so much. I don't have to annotate that much, I don't think. I am annotating my indie editions of this book because the only other editions I have of the first set of duologies is my Fairy Loot editions. I never brought the traditionally published ones because I love the indie edition more. And I don't mean 3 sets of the same book, especially since there's not much room. So, and I had already started annotating before she was traditionally published, so I just don't want to annotate 2 sets of books. But I'm going to get stuck in. I'm sure at one point I will read the traditionally published version. I don't think there's that much of a difference in terms of the writing. I don't think that much was changed. I may be wrong, but I think most of it is pretty close to the original. But I will one day read my Fairy Loot editions and we'll see. But I just want to really annotate more, write some more in this book, catch any things I didn't catch, and add my theories in here. So right, we're gonna get stuck in. I have pretty much all day to read. I don't have anything planned for today. Tomorrow I need to redo my nails, and they are in a very desperate need of a refresh, and I got some inspo off Pinterest, so I'm gonna do Crowns of Nyaxia universe nails. Those are the plans for today and tomorrow. This heat is like messing with my head. It's currently 27 degrees and it is boiling in my room right now, but that's not going to stop me from reading. Okay, it's time for an update with my House of Night inspired nails, and I am 269 pages in, so I am a little over halfway. It's like a breath of fresh air being back in this world and back with these characters, and I'm loving the little hints that we have into Vincent's behaviour and there's no denying that he loves Oriah, but you can see the underlying plot that he has for her, especially now that the war is starting to take place at the same time as the Kajari. So it's really interesting because it's really sad. When you first read this, you love Oriah and Vincent's relationship. You love that a vampire somehow connected with a human who was vicious and really spoke to his inner creature. And you can see those soft moments, but then when you see his switch ups or what he's hiding or what he's the layers between his words, you can really see that it wasn't all good intentions in protecting Oriah. There was obviously something nefarious that he was intending with her joining the Kajari. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Oriah's power has just exploded. She has learned that she can control Nightfire, and I'm living for it. I get so excited every time we see hints of her powers, and I'm like, just get ready to explode. And then she does, and it's like magnificent. And those are my favorite parts in romanticises. You can really tell the hints that Carissa gave us that are so vague into Oriah's, well, she doesn't even know about it, but her like secret identity. But I don't think it's really a secret identity because she doesn't even know about it. But that there is something about Oriah that is not fully human, and I think that's where the minister takes her blood and he laughs at her saying that she's human because he knows that she's not fully human. I'm dreading this half of the book because knowing what I know is gonna happen, I'm just like, oh, I'm not ready for like Oriah's reality and her future to completely break apart in front of her eyes because she thinks she has everything set out and things are just going to change so quickly. Anyway, enough putting it off. I'm going to dive in. I did end up finishing Seven and the Wings of Night last night, but I was just so freaking shattered that I couldn't get on camera. I looked tired and a wreck. It's that time of the month for me, so I am struggling to have the energy to do anything but read. So I finished Seven and the Wings of Night. Meantime, I get to read the novella Six Scorched Roses. I'm so excited. I love this novella. I love Vale. I love their relationship. I love how cute it is, and it's so sweet. So I'm really looking forward to this. I just started Six Scorched Roses. The way I love this FMC. Lilith, I love her brain. I love the way she thinks, and she's so nonchalant. In the first meeting with Vale, I mean, I just love how stumped he is by her. He's like, how dare this human not be scared of me? Like, that doesn't happen. It's so interesting. I really, really love it. I don't think I've read an FMC that thinks quite like her. I mean, of course, I finished Six Scorched Roses in one sitting. I mean, how could I not? First of all, it's 200 pages. Second of all, it's one of the best, cutest, sweetest love stories in the Crowns of Nyaxia universe. I absolutely adore Lilith and Vale's relationship, the way they came about. I love being in Lilith's brain. There's just something so satisfying about her, the way she thinks, and yeah, it just calls to me. And of course, I mean, I had to finish that in one sitting. I just couldn't tear myself away. But I am now on Ashes and the Star. I'm now on Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. This is the second book in the Nightborn duet. I'm just Lord. So I read this once before. This is my second time reading it. Obviously you can see the tabs are quite sparse compared to the Seven and the Wings of Night, since I read that book 3 times now. And I'm so ready for this, but I'm also like, oh my god, it's the end of their story and I hate it. I mean, I don't feel like we got enough time with Vale and Lilith. I don't feel like we get enough time with Oriah and Rune, and it's the end of the book. Thank god it's quite a bit of a chunky book, so that's a good plus. But I do have to say, one thing that's bugged me about this duet, and I don't know if it's resolved in the traditionally published version, but so far on my reread of Serpent and the Wings of Night, I have not seen it. I thought maybe I missed it, but Oriah has magic, and now humans in this world do have access to magic, but it's the magic of the white pantheon gods. And obviously the night goddess Nyaxia, she is not a white pantheon, oh my god, I can't say that word, god. She was kicked out. She's at war with them. She hates them. My thing is, Oriah is so supposedly human, yet she has access to magic. Not a big deal. But she has access to magic that is strictly a Nyaxia goddess obtained magic. Like, it's magic that the vampires have. So when she discovers that she has the power to control and produce Nightfire, I'm just wondering how no one caught on. I'm just wondering how no one caught on and no one was like, why do you have vampire magic when you're supposedly human? Or was it just, or no, because I don't think humans have vampire magic at all. So I don't know, I feel like that's a little bit of a plot hole, but maybe I missed it in this when I read it the first time and I'll see it the second time. But for now, that's a huge question in my head. It's one I've had for ages, and it just felt like I was being stupid, and that it is answered in this and I just somehow missed it. But I'm just like, no one questioned it, no one brought it up, no one wondered why she had, if, like, yes, she had magic, but why it was vampire magic. Everyone was surprised she had magic, which isn't a big surprise for humans. Some humans do have magic, but night goddess magic? No one was like, that's a red flag, that means that you're not totally human, that you're something different. I don't know. I'm hoping that gets answered in this and I'm just being stupid. So I'm planning, it's Friday, I'm planning on getting as deep in here as possible, and yeah, I'm really excited to read Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, so I want to read this as fast as possible but also enjoy it as much as possible for as long as possible. So there's 2 conflicting sides here, so this is going to go grey, I can tell. But my boyfriend is fishing all weekend, which means I have all weekend to read, apart from I've got brunch with his family. So apart from that, I have no plans, and I am planning on reading and doing nothing else. Let's dive in. I feel a bit guilty because last you saw me, I was about to pick up Ashes and the Starcast King, and did I give any updates while I was reading that? No, I did not. But I'm about to pick up Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, and I guarantee you will have updates reading this. I absolutely love Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. It's one of my favourite books in the Crowns of Nyaxia universe so far. I absolutely love Selena and Atreus, their story, and the depth it adds to the world, and an insight into the House of Blood, which I think is so necessary. But review of Ashes and the Starcast King. When I first read it, I ended up rating it a 4-star. I don't think on a reread it's hit a 5-star. I really loved it, but it didn't hit as hard as, well, I didn't enjoy it as much as I did The Serpent and the Wings of Night, so I'm thinking I'm going to push it to a 4.5 star, because I did have a lot more enjoyment this time round, but I did think there were some things that were lacking and some things that were a little bit more long-winded, and I think the focus should have been a lot more on the effect of, like, the insights into their reign and the changes they were going to make, rather than, and especially Mishi having killed a Prince of Blood. I think the repercussions of that was not emphasized enough, and it felt kind of brushed over. So yeah, not quite a 5-star, but I did really enjoy myself. I really love Crowns of Nyaxia, every single book. and every single book has been a 5-star, apart from The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. That may change with the next set of duologies I'm about to read for the first time. I don't know. But so far I'm loving it, but I'm really, really excited to dive into Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, so I'll give you an update when I'm into that. Finished Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. Have I been good about giving updates? No, I have not. But I have such a good time reading this book that I just, every time I pick it up and every time I think I'm going to pull myself away to give an update, I just don't. And I just fall back into this world. I really love their story, and what I love about Carissa Broadbent's world, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, but I just love how every book really gives you insight into the world, and it builds up a bigger story. So we get to see the whole history of the world and what it looks like from every single angle. And previous stories that were mentioned slightly in Serpent on the Wings of Night, we get to see in more vivid detail and really one-on-one with what it meant to the world. So in Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, we get more of a intimate insight into the House of Blood. We're following a House of Blood vampire, and he is on his way to conquering a part of the human lands, which puts him into the site island of Selena, who is a Assagia acolyte, that's the word, acolyte, and her mission is to get close to him, to figure out what his goal is, why he's doing what he's doing, gather more information, and then kill him. Upon this journey, they become very, very close, and she realizes that everything she's been told may not necessarily be the truth, and her world is opened up to his world and what his world looks like and why he's doing what he's doing, and it kind of builds a bond towards them that takes, it's a slow burn. Even though this is a standalone, it builds up very subtly and then just kind of explodes, and I love that so much. I love their story, I love their romance, I love the plot in this, and I love how Carissa Broadbent has used this book to plant more seeds that may be explored in further books, or it may not, I don't know, but we really get to see more of an insight into Nyaxia herself. And with every book we kind of build up a picture into Nyaxia and, you know, what kind of goddess she is in a more vivid way. And I enjoy every single book in the Crowns of Nyaxia universe, and I really love how it just gives us it's like we are given this map, and with every book we get to build the map up with more and more detail, and I just love that and I really appreciate it. So my reread of the Crowns of Nyaxia universe is officially done, and I can now dive into the Shadowborn duet, which is, it's over there. I am leaving for Paris in literally 2 days, and I think I'm taking it with me. I have annotated the absolute crap out of this book. Every page has a tab on it. I thought I was going to be annotating it a lot more, like I thought I was going to be highlighting a lot more, but I didn't. So yeah, I am not planning on annotating the Songbird and the Heart of Stone, because I just think that I don't really like annotating books on the first read. I very rarely do it, and where I'm going on holiday, I don't want to be annotating because it's just more troublesome, especially on the car journey. So I'm not going to be annotating the Shadowborn duet, but when the next duet gets released, I'm going to be rereading it anyway and then annotate it that way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm quite proud with how far I've gotten into the Crowns of Nyaxia universe. It is the 22nd of August, which means we only have a week left, about a week, 10 days left of August, and I have done the majority of my reread. So I think let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but I'm hoping that means I will finish the Crowns of Nyaxia reread within the month of August, which was on my TBR, and I'll be really happy about that. But yeah, I will give an update when I've started the Songbird and the Hearthstone. You may see it on the road on the way to Paris, or it may be in Paris when I give it, but there will be an update. I am 100 pages into the Songbird and the Hearthstone. I didn't know anything. I say this all the time, I think, but I didn't know anything about this book going in. I literally just, it's Carissa Broadbent. I'm gonna buy it. I don't need to know anything. I know I'm gonna love it. So going into this completely blind, and Mishi's plot is a complete surprise. I really, you know, I don't know anything about this, but to think that this was going to be what the plot was, and that Nyaxia is trying to raise her husband from the dead. And I guess we kind of should have known with how the Ashes and the Star Curse King ended, you know, with the bits of his body coming out. I'm so sorry if the quality's bad. It is nighttime, and I'm outside in Paris at the moment because the house is so full and this is the only piece I'm gonna get. But yeah, I mean, I think it should have been obvious. I mean, it was clear that Nyaxia had some sort of plot or some sort of agenda in the background. You saw it in Slaying the Vampire Conqueror when she started to infringe on the territory of other gods, and you saw it when pieces of her husband came up and it was told that there were pieces of her husband everywhere, and you kind of just thought that he was abolished and there was nothing left of him. But we then find out that the gods actually tore him apart and scattered his body across the realm because they didn't want the pieces, and you learn this in this, but they scattered it because they couldn't give him true death as he was a god and they were gods. They didn't have the power, or they didn't have the authority, maybe not authority, but they weren't able to kill him permanently. So Nyaxia, upon receiving a piece of bone from Oriah and Rune at the end of Ashes and Star Curse King, I guess that kind of snowballed her agenda into bringing back her husband, because she never moved on from him. It was clear in every book you read that Nyaxia was still hurting, that she was still stuck in the past, and she was never moving forward. But now learning that she's trying to bring her husband back, I'm just like, wow, I don't know where it's going to go from here. I don't know what this means. Mishi has been given a mission from her god to stop this, well, not stop this from happening, to help them actually complete it, to then be able to give him true death, which she has to give. And it's really interesting because Nishi has so much development to go through, because she's still stuck in her past of becoming a vampire and her whole future being taken away from her, and her role as a priestess in her god's land being ripped away from her, when that's all she ever wanted for herself. She just wanted to be human. And I just, yeah, there is a lot of development to go through, but she is still bending over backwards to please her god. She still believes that there's a chance that she could be a vampire and be a priestess to her god. Like, she doesn't believe that that's something she has to give up. And you do see that she does have this doubt in her mind. Like, she's not completely blind to her situation and to her reality, but it's like she just refuses to accept it. She refuses to give it the full occupancy in her brain. She's in two worlds with it, and I'm waiting to see which one's gonna win. I mean, it's very early days. I'm only 100 pages into this, but yeah, this is so needed. And being able to be inside Mishi's brain and to be able to see how she thinks after because you learn so much about her in Serpent and the Wings of Night, but to be in her brain, it really gives a whole new, it's completely eye-opening to see what she's struggling with, and how her dependency on being able to ignore things that she's uncomfortable with and accept reality and accept her new world. And yeah, I'm really intrigued. Really didn't expect it to be Nyaxia bringing her husband back from the dead. But I wonder what that means for their world if she succeeds, because her land is her husband's land. So I wonder how that's going to work, and if he's going to be normal after coming back from the dead. I'm really intrigued. Do you know what I would love? I would love Nyaxia's story. Like, I would love a duology dedicated to Nyaxia, and just know her past, and then how she is during all of this, and then the future of whatever happens in this, and whatever that means for their world, and how she approaches everything, and if she goes to war with the other gods. But yeah, damn. So many questions about Saul. I want to know what his power is. I want his POV so bad, because I have so many questions about him. He's very much an enigma in this. It's raining in France right now, and I don't even know if you can hear me, but this is the only place that's semi-quiet apart from the rain above me. But I just wanted to give a quick update to the Songbird and the Heartstone, because I'm like 95% the way through. I have like 20-30 pages left, and oh my god. Of all the ways, I did not see that coming. I don't know how I didn't see that coming. I knew Asir was hiding something, and I knew, you know, it was something big. Did I have any idea that he was of Laris's bloodline? No. Did I think he was going to be sacrificing himself? Yes, to some capacity, but I didn't think he was going to literally give his soul and his blood to bring Alaris back. And then the two gods, you know, I fucking hate the sun god. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm not even try, but I freaking hate him so much. And the way he just manipulates Mishi is just, I mean, he's a god, so it's diabolical. But of course it has to be the sun god that is the vilest, but the fact that she killed him, like, ashes. I don't know how she was able to give him true death. Or maybe it's not true death, although I kind of think it is, because he was ashes, you know, there's no body to hack apart, there's nothing left of him. And it was just, I mean, I loved it. I loved that Mishi held on to Asir. She was not willing to sacrifice him to bring back the god of death. She held on while fighting her god, giving up everything for Asir. And then having been a priestess and then killing a god is like, I really didn't expect to go that way. You did see her to start to break away from her god, and really the doubts start to surface way more often, and she really didn't want to betray Asir, but she wanted to protect him, and she was like stuck in the middle, and she didn't know what to do and how to be able to protect him, save her sister. And then she knew she was sacrificing herself for him, and then he sacrifices himself. The sun god dies. Nyaxia comes and is fucking pissed because she thinks her husband is going to be back from the dead, and it turns out he's now the god of death. He has his powers, so he must be able to control the underrealm, and he'll be able to save it. And I guess the next book will be their journey doing that and dealing with the repercussions of Nyaxia and the White Pantheon because she killed the sun god. And holy shit, like I just don't know how this is going to be a duology. How is everything going to wrap up in one more book? I'm really scared. This is amazing. I know some people didn't like this, but I don't know how. Like, this is so good. This is so good. I'm I genuinely am kicking myself for not having taken the second book to Paris, because although I'm leaving tomorrow, I just feel like I really want to pick up the next book now, because what do you mean? This is all I have left to tell me if she survives and how shit's gonna go down. Because shit is gonna go down. Now I need to dive into these last 20 pages. I think shit's about to get really, really real. And I mean, between the House of Blood conquering the human nation, which is going to have repercussions, Rune and Oriah changing things up in the House of Nyaxia said that, you know, shit's going to go down. Aesir becoming the god of death when she was supposed to bring Nyaxia's husband back to life. Sun God being dead. Like, there is so much going on, and I really feel like not just the next book, but the next duet, shit's gonna get so crazy. I'm so excited, but I'm also kind of scared, because I have a feeling Oriah and Rune will have to come back. I mean, Vincent, the fact that Mishi is with Vincent, and he said that their work isn't done, what does that mean? I really hope Oriah gets to see Vincent and get some closure, because I feel like she really needs it. Well, I guess I'll see you when I'm back in London to read the second book and the last book. I can't even cope with what that's going to be. I genuinely just... mind blown. I'm so happy. I am so happy. We have Atreus in this book. We have Atreus and Selena. I'm so happy. This book is everything. Rune is back, or at least he was in here for like a split second. I knew he was gonna have to come back, because there was no way he was letting Mishi just disappear off the face of the planet. He was gonna go looking for her. He's her best friend. But the fact Atreus is coming back, or has come back, and is now making an appearance with Selena, I am so freaking happy. So much shit is going down. I'm 250 pages into The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, and oh my god, I feel like I'm on the brink of collapse at this point. So much shit is going down, and I just don't know how it's going to resolve itself, and I'm so excited, but I'm also so scared. But Atreus is back. I love Atreus and Selena so much. I think it's so funny how Carissa Broadbent has really weaved these threads in this book. I mean, the fact that we have Selena, who was an acolyte of Sagia, and Aesir, who is currently on a mission, ordained-ish, or like arranged by Asagia. It's just like how things are coming together and how these threads have been weaved is insane. I am just like floored. I am floored. Okay, in a previous post I said that, on a previous video I said that I thought there were 4 houses, and I was right, because in the first book we are brought to a house of death, which I guess isn't one of Nyaxia's houses, but it kind of is because it's her husband's house. So it's House of Shadow, House of Night, House of Blood. Wait. And House of Death. Oh my god. Yeah, so it is 4 houses-ish. Just 3 of them are vampires and 1 of them is death, but it's Nyaxia's husband's house. So it does count. And I wasn't wrong. That's why I thought there was 4 houses, because there is. Do you know what I love the most about Mishi's story? Is that she was so overlooked and told repeatedly that she was mundane, she wasn't anything special, and yet she did all of this. She became part of the underworld. She became someone that the dead would fight for. She became someone that the dead would protect. Like, the underworld chose her, and everyone told her that she wasn't special, and yet it turns out she was. So that's that. This is a point of the story. Don't ever let anyone tell you what your worth is, because only you determine what your worth is. Yes, that does make sense. I mean, Carissa Broadbent literally fed this to us, and I still did not see that coming. Asagia has taken over. Rune and Oriah has pledged themselves to Asagia, and Asagia has now sworn protection to the House of Night and now the House of Death. Oh, this book just took a turn that I did not see coming, and I don't know how to handle that, because if we look at it, this was literally fed to us in almost every book. Asagia was there and had a hand in everything. What does this mean? So there will be a war. There will be another war. But now the White Pantheon is even more splintered, and now Nyaxia is down to 2 houses. Oh my lord. Okay, last night I finished The Fall and the Kiss of Dusk. It floored me, it destroyed me, it made me so excited for the continuation of the series. But now that means this reading vlog of the Crowns of Nyaxia universe is over, and although it's taken a month, you may not have noticed, but I certainly felt it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I think my next reading vlog will be the Gods and Monsters series in preparation for the 4th book. I think I'm going to time it so that the reading vlog will conclude when I finish the 4th book. That way it'll be more exciting that way, because I obviously have not read the 4th book yet, and things went so left by the end of the 3rd book that the 4th book we all know is going to destroy each and every single one of us. So that will be my next reading vlog, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe if you would like to. Please let me know what series you love that you absolutely gave a 5-star to that just completely destroyed you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.